Alright, it is still raining where we live. A nice, just slow rain all day today. Alright, I gotta check an email really quick that just came in before we get going. I gotta do my socials. I forgot all about this. Hang on. We got to share this out. I don't play mods. I especially don't play copyright mods using other people's intellectual property because that would be against the rules of what is allowed when it comes to copyright infringement. I play the game that Bethesda created. If I want to play a Star Trek game, I will go play a Star Trek game. If I want to play a Star Wars game, I will go play a Star Wars game. If I want to play a Middle Earth game, I will go play a Middle Earth game. If I want to play, etc., etc., etc. Leah Blanche, we are on this. Where is she at? She's in Aquila City. What's up, James? Any first player tidbits for Lotro, asks Travis. You're on TikTok right now, Travis. Go to my YouTube channel, and there are a variety of Lord of the Rings Online playlists over on YouTube, including a slew of beginner's guides for new players. So that would be my suggestion would be to go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Renfail, and look for the Lord of the Rings Online playlists. There are a few of them. Specifically, look for the main Lotro playlist, and also the I think it was last year we did a playthrough on one of the legendary servers. Both of those playlists have some beginner's guides. Yeah, it has nothing to do with the look of them gray. It has to do with my stance on, as a published author and someone who has published games, I am a firm advocate for copyright ownership and respecting copyright. And so Star Wars is an active copyright, Star Trek is an active copyright, those types of things. So when I want to play a Star Wars game, I play official Star Wars games, official Star Trek games, things of that nature. I certainly wouldn't want anybody taking my work and putting it in another game without me giving approval for it, profiting off it, and having some sort of oversight over it. So that's why I don't permit people to talk about like emulators and stuff on my Discord or anywhere, because emulators break copyright law in all sorts of interesting ways. Mods are a weird territory.
Welcome. Hi. Please feel free to have a look around. It's the reason I started
They
this
don't
place.
look, I'm not saying they don't look good. They do look good. But yeah, that's a copyright thing. I'd like to talk to you about a tree branch.
That is not something I expected
up,
to hear
Diligent?
today. I assume you're somehow associated with the United Colonies? I've received some odd messages of late.
Here on important botanical work, a tree is upset and the consequences could be dire.
A tree is upset? You scientists are something else. Regardless, I can't just hand over museum property, and I must admit I'm not especially inclined to help the UC, or New Atlantis for that matter. Well, I'm afraid you've wasted your time because I'm not authorized, nor particularly inclined, to release any of our pieces. That includes 100-year-old tree branches. Sorry, but it's staying in storage.
Oh, convince her to hand it over or steal it.
I have artifacts that date all the way back to the time of Solomon Coe himself.
I really need that tree branch.
I hear what you're saying, but I'm afraid it's out of the question.
It's a very vital piece of important xenobotanical work.
Now you're just trying to confuse me.
I could be very annoying when I need to be.
Handing over that branch is starting to look pretty good.
Dead piece of wood. Let me take it off your hands for you.
It's not just a branch. If that were true, you wouldn't have traveled all the way from New Atlantis to get it.
Oh.
I can't just hand out museum exhibits to anyone. It doesn't work that way. If this isn't some sort of hustle, go talk to Earl Fulton. I believe he may still have some leftover scraps. That, of course, is a different kind of hustle altogether.
Okay. Oh, there's no way I'm stealing it with her right there. Unless I waited until after hours
The
or
branch
something.
is the museum's property. I'm not handing it over, and that's final.
It is 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Maybe she's gone at night.
Everything you see here is a piece of Aquila City's history.
She is still here working late at night. Yeah, there's no way. Yeah, the lock is too difficult. Well, we're not stealing either. I don't have enough persuade or steal because I don't have either one of those options on this character because this was my soldier. Well, I guess we're gonna go talk to this dude.
I was so scared.
Home and don't know what I want to place is great. That was the crux of
Honest
my
Earl,
morning.
that's what folks call me. You know, you don't just get a name like that by accident. Welcome, welcome. Let me ask you a simple question, friend. Are you prepared to see something so wondrous and strange that you're sure never to forget it?
You're trying to sell me something, aren't you?
I'm offering you the chance to see something truly exotic and unique.
Lucas, come here, buddy.
A small remittance.
You're
is involved,
okay.
yes, but if you allow me to explain, I think you'll agree it's a price that's more than fair.
My niece just woke up and Luke is terrified. He's in the cat bed over here and he's like up, getting ready to jump underneath the bed because he hears her voice. Ah, he's a big scaredy cat. All right, tell me more, buddy.
With pleasure. We got animals from the deepest, darkest corners of the settled systems.
No crashing here. I'm on the
What
Xbox
you'll
Series
see
X.
will delight and amaze. Just a modest fee, and you can feast your eyes. I envy you, truly, for this opportunity.
Lake Castle says you have wood from a New Atlantean tree.
Confound that woman. I paid good credits for that lumber, which, by the way, she was just going to throw out, and she has no right to say otherwise. Why, if I had a receipt, I would gladly produce it. And after all that, none of my exotic beasts would even touch the stuff. In the end, I'm the one who was robbed.
A tree is in distress, and a piece of that wood is vital if we're to evade disaster.
A tree in distress? I dare say I haven't heard of a sadder thing in my life. Well, this sounds like an emergency. So... Well, my friend, you will be happy to know that this is your lucky day. I do indeed still happen to have some of that exquisite hardwood and would be willing to part with it for just a few credits. I'm thinking perhaps, 500 credits ought to cover the storage expenses, not to mention what it'll take to purchase alternate food supplies for my exhibits. I think that's a more than fair deal, don't you?
Didn't you say it was worthless?
Why, no, not at all. It may not at present appeal to any of my attraction's inhabitants, but I never know what wonders I may acquire in the future. It would just be bad business to part with it and not expect some amount
He's
of
not wrong.
compensation. Surely you can understand that.
I can, actually.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, let me just see if I can locate some of that wood. Ah, here you are. Well, pleasure doing business with you, friend. Take care now.
All right. I like his little spiel was pretty good.
Takes everything I've
All
got.
right, we can now go back to the Mass District. What software do I use to multi-stream? I use Streamlabs Pro license. Higgs says get a neurocom to help persuade you. I mean, I could. I'm not really set on it. Like, this is a new game plus. This character is not set up to persuade. I'm okay if I fail at things. I don't feel the need to
Having a good one?
force that option because there are alternative ways.
I don't mean to pressure you, but my work really does depend on getting a sample of that tree. Have you paid a visit to Miss Castler in Aquila City?
I did. Got this branch from Earl.
Earl Fulton? I have no idea who that is. Hopefully he's trustworthy. Well, I'll trust your judgment. And beggars can't be choosers. Let's give it a shot. Now, I just need a moment to analyze this.
You can also use the Stream Elements
synthesize an
plugin
audio
for
response to our
OBS.
friend here.
We were using that last week because Streamlabs
Right.
was having some
So
API
we'll feed in a
issues.
sample. Now the program will incorporate the genetic
But I've had the
and
Pro
chemical
license
makeup
here
of
for
the
about
sample,
almost
extrapolate
4
the
years. It
size
works
and
pretty good like
structure of the
99%
original
of the
tree.
time.
This was put together rather hastily, so
Occasionally
the
it'll have some
accuracy
API
isn't
issues, but
but I'm hoping
it
it's
usually
not.
resolves itself within 24 to 48 hours.
There it is. Our best hope for a positive solution to this mess. So, we now have a simulated response to our tree. All that's left is to play it.
How do we play this?
An excellent question. I have been wondering myself. I've been forced to listen to this SSNN kiosk chatter incessantly this entire time. I think it could be put to better use. We don't have time to go through the proper channels, but if you can find a terminal and get this uploaded into their system, it might do the trick.
Exposure to the frequency in the simulation could be potentially harmful. Are you sure?
You're right. There's a chance that there could be some minor adverse side effects, but none would be life-threatening. We won't play the broadcast loud or long enough to cause any major or permanent damage to humans or other organic life. And aside from that, if we don't calm this tree down soon, well, I fear that the vibrations it's emitting will eventually reach such strength it could severely damage our internal organs.
Fair enough.
I have no doubt that you will.
type. Freewheeling species.
You can't go in. You just can't. Administrations come and go with us. But SSNN?
Do 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 do. Don't mind me. Upload diagnostic file. Run the diagnostic.
Mr. Barron's a very busy and important man.
We've done it! I'm already seeing reductions in the strength of the vibrations. The tree is calming down. I can hardly believe that worked.
Well, I'm glad it did. What happens now?
I don't know. We've been in uncharted territory this whole time. That doesn't stop now. With the immediate crisis hopefully over, I can slow down and review everything we've learned. And certainly, I'll be keeping a much closer eye on our friend going forward. And you have saved this tree and advanced our scientific knowledge of our environment. Noble work across the board.
That's right, noble work.
You have my gratitude and that of every citizen in New Atlantis, though they don't know it.
All right. That quest took a while to beat, but we have finally wrapped that up. All right, next up, let's deliver a message.
Attention, unidentified vessel. You have no faction markings or registered manufacturer. Please maintain course while we scan you. Assuming scans even work on whatever it is you're flying. And we're done. Welcome to New Homestead.
New Homestead.
Welcome to New Homestead. Please make your way to the building at the end of the path and down into the colony below.
Copy that.
Stay safe and enjoy your visit.
I have no recollection of this place. I know I've done this quest before, but I don't remember this place. Wait, is this the place that has the bar? I really don't remember.
Welcome to New Homestead.
Yeah, I don't remember this place at all. Something will probably trigger when I go inside that'll trigger my memory. Oh, this is a pretty cool looking. They've used the habitats that you can build. I see my wife lurking on TikTok. That's funny because I can see who the viewers are. That's right, sweetie. I think that's a cool feature. It tells you who joins the chat to watch. I wish it would show you on Streamlabs, but I have to have it manually opened to see it.
I can't imagine living here. These people sure are hardy.
Careful. There are some dangerous areas around here that are not part of any tours.
Okay.
Don't stay outside for too long here on Titan. You will freeze solid without the proper protection.
Freeze solid with the proper protection.
You get used to the methane processing smell after a while.
We take vandalism seriously here. You don't mess with history.
Hi.
Do you come from one of those planets with beautiful skies and fresh air? My, how I'd love to visit one day. Ah, someone new. Are you a tourist, or have you just moved to New Homestead?
I'm here visiting.
Well, there's lots to learn. You can always feel free to try one of the historical tours, or ask the locals about life here. I'm fascinated by the other worlds in the settled systems. Do you mind if I ask you a question?
Only if you turn and face me.
Oh, wonderful. What's New Atlantis like?
It's terrible. Give me a frontier city or a small colony like this any day.
Maybe my grandmother was right all along, then. We shouldn't look to other colonies with envy and learn to appreciate what we have here. I guess I can understand why so many people want to come visit. Do you mind if I ask you another question?
Yeah.
Thanks. I promise. Is the Freestar Collective as lawless?
It's not as lawless as they lead you to believe. People still believe in rules and justice.
I figured the stories weren't all true. How else?
All right,
In a
let's back out of this.
Is it okay if I change this up? Oh, it's okay if you need.
She's just like stuck on her plant. That's funny, man.
I've heard about lots of other planets out there. Some of them sound pretty scary, though.
I don't know that I ever
Hello?
talked to these NPCs
I'm
before.
not really supposed to talk with tourists, but I kind of want to anyway. And I don't think my papa is paying attention. You're not going to tell him, are you?
Nope. Not if you don't want me to.
Oh, thank you! I promise it'll be fun. I like talking to tourists. I get to learn so much about everywhere else, and they get to learn about here. Now what should we talk about?
Are there other kids in New Homestead?
Not really. There's some, though. Most are around my age. We all go to school in the same room.
Okay. Why doesn't your dad want you talking to tourists?
My mama says it's because he thinks we'd up and leave if we found out about the rest of the worlds out there. But I keep telling him, I love it here, and I love him, and I would never leave him. He doesn't believe it. He says the kids almost always want to leave when they grow up. But not me. Nope. I just want to visit somewhere else. Maybe.
Is the school here the same as other schools in the settled system?
I don't know. I've never been to any other schools. We mostly learn about the history of the Sol system and Earth and stuff like that until we get old enough to go on our learning vacation.
A learning vacation?
That's when we get to leave to go to school somewhere else for a few years. Or travel and visit other worlds, try out jobs and stuff. Oh, I can't wait. Let me know if you have any other questions.
Not at the moment. I actually am gonna go over here. I have like no recollection of this place at all. And I know I've been here before because I've done this. I know I've done this quest line to help the people from the ship.
Very informative.
This part I remember. I remember this part right here.
The Brown Horse Tavern, was it? Huh? The food was better than I expected from a backwoods planet like this.
It has a quaint charm, doesn't it?
Just like the rest of New Homestead.
Well, I hope you'll come back and see us again sometime. And I hope you'll consider another Starsap tour. Tell your friends.
Bye. Will. Thanks again.
Excuse me, Bill. You've got to do a better job of keeping your tour groups out of trouble.
What do you mean?
That little boy almost wound up on my operating table. Claudio said he was playing with some of the machinery down by the mines and nearly got his arm stuck inside. It could have been ripped off.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know, kids, little troublemakers. I'll tell the guests to be more careful.
Damn right. You've got to do something, or else next time it happens, I'm billing you personally.
Yeesh.
All right, Bill.
Why, hello there! I'm Bill Starsap of Starsap Tours. Let me tell you, this place is full of history and interesting facts. For instance, did you know that New Homestead was one of the first colonies established outside of Earth? It's been populated in some capacity for over 200 years.
That's incredible. I had no idea.
Yes, sirree, and that's not science fiction, it's
Science fact.
There's a lot more history where that came from. So what do you say? I've got an opening. I could take you on a tour right now if you'd like.
I have no remembrance of this. What would you? Let me come back to
I'll be here
this.
if you need anything.
Because I have a main quest I need to do. Kangaroo says just subscribe because you saw your short on playing games as an adult. Yep, that video is still making the rounds. Coda, this game's massive, over 50 hours in. It's a big game, for sure. Welcome to the Brown Horse Tavern. I love the logo. Alright, we're actually here to deliver a piece of letter.
It's weird that people come in.
Something I can do for you?
We're here to deliver a message from a long-lost family member.
Well, that's news to me. I thought I knew all about my relatives. So, you'll forgive me if this is hard to believe.
You're Joanna Wendell, right? The person has the same last name. I promise you they're family.
Maybe I owe it to them to talk. It's the least I could do.
So you're saying no now, but if I know you enough, you'll say yes eventually?
I know what you're trying to do.
No, that didn't work. Aren't you the least bit curious to meet them?
Or it could be some sort of... Sorry, I really...
Pull up a seat. I'll take care of you.
I kind of want to see if there's a... I want to beat that. When was this auto save? I don't know where the autosave was. Oh, it was before I even...
Very informative. I didn't know about the methane harvesters.
Alright, he's busy. I'll come back to him. Let me, go
Hello.
here. We'll do a save here.
Pardon. Can I help you with something?
Persuade...
Well, that's news to me. Or it could be... Maybe I owe it to...
Some of your family escaped Earth on a colony ship. You can check the ship's records.
Well, now I'm intrigued. That could be interesting. Well, I hope I don't regret this. Let's see what the slate says.
Perfect.
I admit I didn't believe you at first. Tell them I'm willing to meet up and talk.
No problem. Hope it works out for you.
I wonder what they're like. Anyway, thank you once more for reaching out to me.
Alright, so we can go back to A before
Pull
we
up a seat. I'll take care of you.
They have a chunks here.
Welcome. I'm Anya. Is this your first time with us at the Brown Horse Tavern?
It is...
Oh, well, thank you for joining us. You're in for a real treat.
Am I?
We've got an assortment of food and drinks, some of which follow homemade recipes that have been passed down over hundreds of years. So, what can I do for you?
Doesn't the Chunks restaurant hurt your business?
Oh, hardly. The locals pretty much stay away from Chunks, so whenever they don't feel like cooking themselves and want a fresh meal, they come to me. Only the tourists eat that junk. But don't tell that to my husband. He manages the Chunks. I love him, but he's a bit of a fanatic about it.
Alright.
So long. Tell your friends about us.
Okie dokie.
I can't believe the Chunks here ran out of special sauce again. It sounded like that Luther guy would pay someone to get it for him.
That'll be a mission. Alright, we'll skip through this really quick.
For instance, did you? Yes, sirree. So what do you say?
Let's do it.
Excellent! You won't regret it. My tours are one of a kind. Now, there's just the matter of price. The going rate for a genuine Starsap tour is only 100 credits.
Nope, I don't play with mods.
Well, 100 credits is very reasonable, I think.
I'll make it up to you by telling you everyone to your amazing tour.
Well, I don't usually do exposure, but you certainly seem like a well-traveled individual.
I can't believe
Maybe
he
it'd be good for
accepted that.
business. Tell you what, I like you. This one's on the house, but if you enjoyed the tour, I'd really appreciate if you'd tell all your friends.
Never even
about
heard
me
of
when
it,
it's
AFK
done.
Mar.
So let's get this show on the road, eh? All right, so this is New Homestead's main concourse. This underground area didn't exist when the original outpost, Titan Astro Base, was finished in 2130. Follow me. We'll come back here by the end of the tour and talk about the museum collection. But first, let's go see where people live.
Okay.
Now remember, these people aren't actors. They actually live here, so try to be respectful of that. While the original inhabitants of the Titan Astro Base lived in pods like you saw up above, they transitioned down here when this section of the base was finished in 2144. Space is extremely limited, so you'll notice some overflow here, but more residences also exist on lower levels, which are inaccessible to tours. I'll stop at each of our destinations if you want to look around, or if you have any questions for me. Have any questions so far?
Nope.
Alrighty. We'll be taking the residential elevator to the farms area on the surface level. This way, please. Let's leave these good people alone for now and go check out the farms. Follow me up the elevator.
This is where we really need what we were talking about earlier, that like auto follow feature that KCD2 and Assassin's Creed Shadows have.
New Homestead is a living history exhibit, but these are real people, so please be kind.
I remember that. In any case, AFKMR, I've not heard of Dispatch, no, but my November is kind of wide open right now after I get through with Outer Worlds too, so I think I've got Karn, like I'm going to be playing that in November, but I don't have a ton of other stuff in November right now.
Climate-controlled, a perfect environment for growing the hydroponic vegetation needed for survival in the early days of the colony.
Did you know that Earth had all sorts of cool animals? Actually, lots of planets do. But not this one. Sad, huh?
Any questions about the farms?
Are the farms still operational?
Oh, they are indeed. Colonists still cultivate plant-based food for their own consumption here in New Homestead. It's less vital to their survival these days, as they also import supplemental food from other colonies, including meats, dairy, and synthetics. However, most citizens here take pride in a New Homestead-grown, sustainable diet. Onward it is! We'll be stopping by the Brown Horse Tavern later.
Last
in the
month
tour,
was
which
nuts. This
uses
month is nuts.
many of these locally sourced ingredients in their cooking. But for now, it's just a short way to our next stop. Follow me. So, the old
Go see Yote
biolabs
in the
are
mornings.
just on the other side of this building,
I've got
believe
New
it or
World of
not.
Tournaments DLC
We'll
on the
step on
13th.
through
We've
the
got
hallway there.
Vampire Masquerade
They're
Bloodlines
not
2
in use
on the
anymore,
21st.
but the colony has faithfully recreated them as a historical exhibit, true to the original purpose of the Titan Astrobase. Sadly, they're undergoing some...
And I'm really torn about whether or not I should order the deluxe edition of Outer Worlds 2 or not, because it has a 5-day head start access to start on the 24th, but I'll also be playing Vampire Masquerade Bloodlines 2 from the 21st. I don't know. I just don't know.
Pardon the dust, but I can still answer some questions about the old Titan
I'll probably go
Astrobase
ahead and
biolabs.
get the deluxe edition of Outer Worlds 2 and do the head start access. I almost always... It's always worth it for me.
You got it. On to our next stop.
So yeah, it's a busy month.
We'll be heading outside, so make sure to check those seals on your suit because it's a bit chilly out there. We're going out into the frozen wastes of Titan to see what powers this planet. Watch your step outside, by the way. The ice can be slippery if you're not careful. The goal is to keep people out of Dr. Lakota's infirmary.
Is he gonna put on a suit before he go outside, I wonder?
You don't want to get hurt or sick around here. Dr. Lakota really doesn't care for tourists. Someone can convince her otherwise.
His suit just automatically appeared. That is epic.
Damn powers on the
Anyway,
fritz
where
again.
were we?
Joyce always seems to need help clearing ice off the equipment.
That'll be a new mission.
Generating energy was a real challenge back in the day because the technology was much more crude then. But crude or not, it was that technology that sustained the old Astrobase. And it might surprise you to learn that the same technology is still working today.
So I've picked up 3 side missions so far in this
The interesting
place.
thing about this old colony is that it's mostly powered by clean,
But
renewable
Starfield is
energy.
boring and there's nothing to do, say the people who have never actually played the game.
Wind farms.
There's no POIs, there's nothing to do. The planets are empty. Tell us you haven't played the game without telling us you haven't played
These
the game.
turbines have been integral to the colony's function since its establishment as a cheap, mostly reliable source of electricity.
Oh, I'm waiting on that coffee to kick in. It is not kicked in yet. Why do people keep asking me about mods? I'm gonna have to start putting that in the title. I've got another person asking me about mods. Nope, no mods. Don't play with mods. 0 mods. I think I'm gonna have to start putting that in the title because it seems like that is an obsession that some people have.
So, let's talk about wind power, shall we?
I didn't think Titan was all that windy.
You're right. Most surface wind on Titan isn't too terribly strong, but here, the altitude and other conditions are perfect for sustained wind power. Like many worlds with atmosphere, the higher you go, the windier it gets.
That's right, Starfield. It's your mom's favorite RPG.
Mostly. I'm sure you've noticed the occasional brownouts. I guess these old machines have a habit of freezing up, what with all the ice out here. There's some methane on reserve for critical life support systems, but everything else here is otherwise powered by the units you see
I'm
here.
gonna try the Watchtower creation probably in December. If my schedule remains clear for December, but apart from that, yeah, I don't mess with mods or anything like that. I just play the game that Bethesda created, the stuff that Bethesda publishes.
Absolutely. Careful, though. I wouldn't stand too close to the turbines if I were you.
Woo! That's some interesting gravity, or lack of. Oh, we could get all the way into the atmosphere on this planet.
So, let's talk about wind power, shall we?
Let's move
You're
on.
the boss. Let's go. Moving right along, we're going to learn about Titan's great natural resources. Titan is rich with hydrocarbons like methane and ethane. Surely you saw huge pools of the stuff on your descent into New Homestead. I like to think they add to the natural beauty of this world. Though, of course, stay away from them because, like anything beautiful, they can be dangerous. Just like my last ex-wife's pet. She had this gorgeous, I don't know what you'd call it, creature. The guy that sold it to her couldn't tell her what it was or where it was from. I don't think it was even a legal sell, to be honest. The thing was very easy on the eyes. Feathers, all the colors of the rainbow. Nasty bite, though. Wound up in the hospital and almost lost my hand. Still not enough for her to get rid of the dang thing. Anyway, there's a reason she's my ex-wife. But enough about me. We were talking about methane and other resources, right?
Yep. Yep, thanks, Jack.
Believe it? Back in the 20th century on Earth, they used to fight wars over natural resources like this and petroleum. They've this whole moon here basically made of hydrocarbons in their own backyard. They just couldn't get to it. Incredible how far we've come. New Homestead is home to one of the oldest and largest methane processing plants in the settled systems. Every year, UC engineers go through a painstaking, month-long maintenance process. That's how this place has remained operational as long as it has. I'm not going to take you too close to the machinery, liability and all, but I can still answer questions.
Nah, I don't need any more questions. Hey, it's Dylan. The game says the game was a letdown. Go cry on Reddit. Yeah, scurry on back to Reddit and cry harder. Like, if you don't like the game, don't watch the streams. It's that simple.
Questions?
Wasn't a letdown for me. My favorite Bethesda game of all time, and I'm gonna keep playing it.
Okie dokie, artichokey. There will be time for more later anyway.
But thanks for contributing with the free engagement, pushing me up in the algorithm, and giving me ad revenue, paying my bills. Appreciate you being here.
Fun fact, it's also the only natural landmark on the tour. What we're about to see.
I don't like this game, but I'm gonna go watch a stream of it anyway, because I can't stay away, because deep down inside, I actually do like Starfield, even though in public I'm gonna claim that I don't.
To avoid any potential litigation.
Because I'm edgy.
What's a colus, you might say? Colus derives from the Latin word
Hashtag
for hill, and
Reddit troll.
only gave names to groups
Hashtag
of hills on a
incel.
planet's surface.
Hashtag
So
live in my mom's
the term
basement.
you hear more often is the plural, coles, with an E. You probably don't hear it very often where you're from, because it was usually a term reserved for unexplored planets, back when they didn't have the technology to describe what they were seeing firsthand. Because of that, the term is much more common in the Sol system, but you may still hear it occasionally in reference to uncharted worlds. This planet's full of them, though, and they like to preserve that history here.
That's a pretty impressive structure right there. That's kind of scary looking out there, man.
So here it is, Emir's Horn. You're free to take
It
a
actually has
closer
a
look
name?
if
That's
you like.
cool. You could absolutely go cry on Reddit, Remo. That's what Reddit is for. It's for little whiny bitches who live in their mom's basement to go cry about how they hate video games. That's literally what Reddit is for.
I've heard this particular formation was caused by an ancient volcano. Something about steam and wind, then worn down over time. I'm not 100% sure.
Where? Reddit trolls! Where? Who's Ymir?
According to ancient Norse mythology, Ymir was the first Jotun, a frost giant. In the legend, they were both male and female and gave birth to the progenitors of all giants from their armpits. Ymir even predated the Norse gods, who, as it turns out, killed Ymir to fashion the earth and all of humanity from the corpse. It's a fascinating story, and the
It is a
horn here
fascinating
is
story.
a fitting tribute to it.
There's a methane lake out there? Huh.
Excellent. On to the next stop then. So, we're gonna head back inside through the methane processing
Correct.
plant.
Modding is its own scene. So as an example, Bubbalonia, who is a long-term community member and friend, he streams Starfield with a lot of mods. He also streams a heavily modded Fallout 4. He is pretty big into the Bethesda creations scene. So if you want to follow his streams, he's been streaming a lot of Starfield and Fallout 4 recently. He's also streaming Borderlands 4 and Enshrouded, and I think today he was doing Outer Worlds while I was doing my Dune Awakening stream.
Tourism is a major draw to this colony these days.
But as an example, he loves the modding scene. He's a huge Creation Engine fan. Fallout, Skyrim, all the things.
Second time this month.
I know. I'll send someone to go patch it up again. We do what we gotta do until we can get the approval to replace the whole unit.
Well, the leaks haven't been too bad, and it's held together this long, I suppose. We'll make
Colony's livelihood, it's important that the techs notice any issues and react to them quickly. Anyway, we're headed into the ice mines. It's a natural spring where water bubbles up from deep below, but due to the cold, it keeps freezing as it reaches the surface.
It's interesting. I have no recollection of this quest in particular. I think the last time I came here I just did the deliverable quest and left. I didn't do all the side quests on this planet.
What else can I tell you about the ice mines?
Is this where the new homestead's water comes from?
Not all. Some water is created as a byproduct of methane processing, but that's usually saved in the emergency
Yeah, it's on
reserves.
New Homestead, John Coons. Star something tours. This guy has a tour kiosk when you come down. I'd never have done this before. It's just, he's the guy that offers the tours right when you get down into the New Homestead.
Good question. I believe it has something to do with not wanting to contaminate
I do remember
water with
I do remember the
methane and
costume
other
from the
chemicals.
Doctor's Quest.
The ice helps prevent impurities in the water. At least this is what I've been told.
But I've never done this one. Can you drink straight from the source?
I wouldn't recommend it. First, it's an active work site. Second, it still needs to be filtered and checked for contaminants. But don't worry, we'll stop somewhere for refreshments before the tour is over.
Alright, let's move on.
Sounds good. Let's keep going then. We have just one more stop.
Thanks, Chris
before we're
Bilbo.
done with the
Appreciate
tour,
it.
And it just happens to be my favorite. This colony is home to the longest running establishment still in existence, the Brown Horse Tavern.
Brown Horse Tavern.
The Brown Horse started as a simple mess hall for the scientists and workers when the underground was built, but it's been operated by the same family ever since. Now, what's a horse, you might say? They were a large four-legged animal
That
on
deep
Earth,
breath
often
before
used
his
for
next sentence was
transportation or
awesome.
manual labor. Long before space travel was even a dream for the folks of Earth, even before antique machines like automobiles were possible, horses could be found everywhere. You might have seen them in old movies or read about them somewhere. If not, I highly recommend looking into them sometime. They're beautiful animals. The tavern's original owner was infatuated with them, from what I understand, and named the place in their
Always
honor.
nice seeing a new face.
The moniker, Brown Horse Tavern, is also a throwback to names of similar Earth restaurants hundreds of years before it was established. That delicious smell is making me hungry. Can I answer anything about the Brown Horse?
Any menu recommendations?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I honestly love everything Anya serves here. I'd be doing her a disservice to recommend one dish over another. You want the real answer? Order one of everything.
This guy's actually a pretty good tour guide. He's quirky, but he did a damn good job.
Anya Seattle is the current owner of the Brown Horse. It's been in the Seattle family for generations. But Anya will be able to tell you more herself. Feel free to ask her. It doesn't feel right coming from me when she's standing right over there.
How could this be the oldest restaurant in the settled system?
Easy. All the other ones fell to ruin when we abandoned Earth. There were technically older ones on Mars, but those have long since shuttered or been replaced.
Good to go here.
Okay then. All right, we're headed to the last stop. Right back where we began.
The last
Feel free to check
stop.
out the museum exhibit in the main concourse here. These displays are full of rare Earth trinkets salvaged from before humanity left, and Maurice is happy to talk about the collection. The museum's curator, Maurice, will be happy to talk to you if you want to know more.
I kind of feel bad for doing this on trade. He deserves the money.
Well, that's that. I hope you enjoyed Starsap Tours as much as I enjoy giving them.
Oh, I have the option to tip him. Hell yeah. Here's 500 credits, bro. Loved it.
Oh, wow. I really appreciate it. You know, I rely on tips from good people like you, so thank you from the bottom of my heart. Enjoy the rest of your stay in New Homestead. Take care!
That's awesome. Dun, 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 dun. Yep. Dun, 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 dun. Ice hockey stick. A scroll case of unknown date and origin. Believed to have once been a sacred relic, this old scroll case likely predates any other specific item in the museum. The scroll itself has been lost to time, but it is something Elder Scrolls fans will be very familiar with. Who is Maurice?
Feel free to look around, but don't touch.
Did you see those wind turbines out there? Woo-wee. I was hoping you could tell me some more about this exchange program.
Well, first,
Hello there. The museum here is free to everyone. Hello there. Are you here to peruse our little museum exhibit?
Yeah, United. This is my third playthrough, and I've never seen this quest. Like, I never have done that tourism quest before. It's crazy.
Wonderful. These are all rare artifacts from before the collapse of Earth. There isn't much of this stuff left outside of private collections, but here we're happy to share a glimpse of them with the public. If you have any questions about the exhibit or New Homestead, I'm happy to answer as best as I can.
How come everyone has such interesting family names?
When our early colonists learned of Earth's demise, they decided to take on the names of their cities of origin as a way to remember their heritage. Now, some may have been lost in translation over the years, and some may have taken it more seriously than others, but the names are mostly accurate. For instance, my family comes from the city of Lyon, in a country that was called France.
Okay. How did New Homestead come to be?
It's an interesting story. New Homestead began as a scientific research base called the Titan Astrobase, back when space travel was in its infancy. The hope was that humanity would be able to discover simple alien life here given the moon's composition and water supply. When that ultimately failed, it was repurposed as a colony research base where scientists and engineers studied how to build colonies on inhospitable worlds. Then, finally, when gravity drives were commonplace and we started finding Earth-like planets, New Homestead was born as a living history community to preserve that past.
What about the exhibit?
Of course, certainly. We have several items in our collection that we rotate in and out over time, but they all originate from the same place, Earth. We have everything from toys to antique technology to sports memorabilia. We even used to have an old Earth vehicle, but we had to sell it when we ran out of space for it. Most of our collection was donated by fellow Earth enthusiasts and historians who felt it belonged close to the homeland here in the Sol system.
Okay.
I am Maurice Leon, and I am the community elder. As the oldest living citizen at 96, my only job is to keep Earth history alive. I tell stories to the young people and the visitors from other worlds. Although my memory isn't what it used to be, I try my best to get the stories right.
Can you tell me a story about Earth?
Sure, I'd love to. There was once a war so big that they say all of the world was involved. This was actually the second time it happened. They fought because a terrible man named Hitler rose to power and slaughtered many innocents. Millions were lost. Even the colony war pales in comparison.
Do you have any more Earth stories?
Why, certainly. It's what I do. There was a time when huge monstrosities called dinosaurs ruled over Earth, long before humans existed. They were similar to some of the larger life forms you might see elsewhere in the settled systems. Their reign ended when I can never remember if it was a comet, an asteroid, or a meteor that hit the Earth. Whatever it was, it nearly wiped out most of the life at that time. Let me think of a good one. A long time ago, thousands of years, humans built a wall so large it spanned the northern length of one of Earth's largest empires, China. They called it the Great Wall of China, and it was meant to keep out invading hordes. If I recall correctly, it didn't always work as well as they had hoped. I'll have to look it up again. Memory's not what it once was.